You were one of the best things that ever happened to him. And now that he's gone, does he actually miss you? He keeps coming back into your life. He keeps coming around saying that he misses you. There's been many times that he's been at your door begging for you to take him back. But there's also been times that he's completely walked away and ghosted you. How does it even make sense? Does the toxic guy in your life actually miss you, or is it just a facade? Have you ever wondered this? Has this been a piece that you've questioned? Does he actually miss me? Does he actually care or not? Today we're going to be diving into some of this concept of does he actually miss me? And the confusion and the doubt that comes from being in a toxic relationship and not knowing what he's thinking, not knowing what's actually going on underneath the surface. If y'all are new here, my name is Ben Taylor. I'm a self-aware narcissist on this channel to provide awareness of narcissistic abuse, to help women who are trapped in toxic relationships actually break free, break the trauma bond, eradicate the triggers, and step up to rediscover their own voice and move into their own power. If that's you today, then I want to talk to you. Go to rawmotivations.com/breakthrough. We'd love to help you move forward in the healing process. You can find freedom for you. Move forward in your growth and in your development today at rawmotivations.com/breakthrough. When we talk through this piece of the confusion and the doubt, being in a toxic relationship is filled with confusion and doubt. There's not a moment that you don't have confusion and doubt in a toxic relationship. That's kind of just status quo. You know, hey, if I step into this relationship, I'm going to have a high level of brain fog. I'm going to have a high level of confusion. I'm going to have a high level of wondering and questioning so many different things. And one of those questions oftentimes will be, does he actually miss me? You were in the relationship. It felt great. It seemed wonderful. And then you broke it off or he broke it off. Either way, and you're left with this question. But what about if he misses me or not? Now, sometimes when people ask that question, they're thinking it from an ego state. And what I mean from that is sometimes you're thinking of I was the best thing ever and I was the best thing for him. Does he miss that? Now, I just need you to understand, you need to be careful with that because that's implying that the narcissist actually views and looks at you as being the best. When in reality, he's looking at his own image, he's looking at his own mask as being the best, and you being an accessory that he can actually carry around. So sometimes when you're the accessory that he carries around, you were just the person that he might miss in the moment because of that accessory being lost. Imagine you decide to go to the mall, and inside of going to the mall, you get there and you realize you forgot your purse. And it's like one of the best things that you have and one of the things that you love being able to carry and walk around because it's one of your favorite purses. But the fact is you don't have it. So you don't have that accessory. That's how the narcissist is viewing you when he loses you. He lost that accessory. Now you're like, oh, that means he misses me. Not necessarily. Okay. What it means is he misses how that piece made him look. Narcissists are very much about the image. We've talked about this with the self-importance, with the mask, with all these different pieces. Narcissists are very much about their image and how they come across. They want to look and act a certain way. Now, this could be the image of I need to have muscles, I need to look sharp, I need to look sexy. There could be all those things, right? But it could also just be, I need to be valued. I need to look good. I need to appear good. I need to be the good guy. All of those aspects you're going to see as well. And so he's trying to look and appear a certain way. And so sometimes you coming into his life is going to be an upgrade. Well, actually all the time because the narcissist is the narcissist and toxic. But is going to be coming in and he's like, oh, this is an upgrade to my life. This is an upgrade of how I actually look or feel or come across or the status I get by being with this person. Then when he loses that status or he loses that person or he loses that accessory, then there's a piece of him missing you. Now, again, we're talking through this piece that he's not missing you out of a piece of deep intrinsic love and affection. He's missing you just like you miss your purse when you go to the mall and you realize, I don't have my favorite accessory. That's how he's thinking of this. He doesn't have his favorite accessory to be able to go with his entourage of how he shows up. All of his pieces that he's put together from past relationships forming the papier-mâché mask that people see. He's like, oops, that piece of the mask is missing because I was using you to be able to cover up that. Do you see what I mean? Narcissists do not miss you. Narcissists miss what you do for them. Now, this could be what you do for them in the fact of you showing up and you being a great accessory to his life, or it could be what you actually physically do for them. Could be the pieces of where you've given him money and you've actually helped support his lifestyle. You've supported different pieces and that's why he's drained you dry. It could be a piece where you've just shown up and you've supported him and it's been a positive piece because of image, because you're beautiful and he likes to flaunt that, because you have status in the community, he likes to flaunt that. There could be multiple aspects that he's using you, and then when that's gone, he misses what he got from you. Now, sometimes people are like, but there has to be one, right? There has to be like the grade A supply that he misses. I hate that phrase because like it's just like hey, I was like the biggest sucker for this guy and he like kept using and abusing me. Like grade A supply is not a positive thing, so we shouldn't even talk about it, right? But this piece of like, oh, well, I was this amazing, I was this, maybe he misses me. No, he misses what you did for him and he misses what he did to you, how he controlled you. When a narcissist loses you, there's a piece of him that gets frustrated because he's lost power and control over what was rightfully his. Listen to what I said there. He lost power and control over what was rightfully his. Is it actually rightfully his? No, but I'm trying to prove a point. That's what he thinks. He thinks that he owns you. When you start in a relationship with a narcissist, you start this agreement with him that he's in ownership of you. He's in ownership of your finances. He's in ownership of your emotions. He's in ownership of your feelings. He's in ownership of what you do, what you say, where you go, how you dress, and of your body. He is an owner of you, and you abdicate all your authority by giving it to him, saying, hey, please define my worth. Please define my value. And he's like, sure, but that also means that I own you. So when you leave the toxic relationship, when you get out or he leaves, he still owns you. This is a thought process. This is what's going through his head. So when you think, oh, he misses me because he's reaching back out, no, he's trying to reestablish control. He's trying to re-get his talons into you to be able to suck you back into the toxic relationship, to be able to get you stuck one more time. So this question then of, does he actually miss me? Is this a piece that the narcissist misses or cares about me? Short answer is no, he doesn't. Like, there's pieces of a narcissist that might miss the control. There's pieces of a narcissist that might miss the accessory. There's pieces of a narcissist that might miss what you did for him or how you made him look better. But there's not pieces that he's missing you out of this deep, heart-seated love and affection of like, I miss the love of my life. Why? Because he never really loved you to start off with. And the reason why I say that is because love is a choice. Right now, when you're watching this, he's not here, or he's in your life, but he's very abusive, and so he's no longer making that choice. It wasn't that he, quote unquote, fell out of love, that it just didn't happen anymore, that it disappeared, and he's no longer in love with you. No, he actually made a choice not to be in love with you. He made a choice early on not to be in love with you by not sharing him, by not sharing what was actually going on, by not being honest about his feelings, about his emotions, about the things that were deep inside. Those pieces that he's not willing to reveal means that you can't actually fully love him either, because you don't even know who he is. He's a papier-mâché mask of all of the previous relationships and pieces and accessories that he's placed on to look better and appear more whole, but in reality, he's not actually showing you who he actually is. So you're falling in love with a mask, with a projection, with a hodgepodge of personalities put together so that you fall for this person because they match every single piece. They check every single box of who you actually want in your life and of how you actually want a partner. He fits all those boxes. So as a result, you think he's the right one. You think that it's the most amazing thing ever. You think that it could actually work, but in reality, it's all fake. And so the reason why we have to bring this up is because if you're not careful, you will think that he misses you and it will pull you back to him. You'll think he misses me, so I need to go back, so I need to connect, so I need to communicate. When in reality, he's not missing you, he's missing the accessory that you were because he viewed the world as revolving around him. And as it revolved around him, there were certain people that came into his life that were meant to serve him, that were meant to be slaves, that were meant to submit and actually do what I want you to do. So inside of this conversation, we have to have a clear understanding. The narcissist in your life does not miss you. He misses what you did to him, and he misses like how he was able to use you as an accessory, but he does not miss you for your intrinsic worth and your intrinsic value. Now, the hard part is you'll get used to being worthless and having no value in a toxic relationship, and because you abdicate your authority, you abdicate your value standpoint to him. Like it's almost like you take $100 and you take it to the bank and you say, evaluate this. And the bank says it's $100. And then you take it to someone else, excuse me, Then you take it to someone else and they have no concept of money. You take it to like a kid and you're like, how much is this worth? And he's like, $1, right? The narcissist in your life is that kid that looks at it and is like, that $100 is just $1. It's not a big deal. Versus someone who actually values you. Someone who actually looks at you in the correct way. The difference is you have to be able to learn how to be able to appreciate your own value. How to be able to look at yourself and say, I have worth. Because otherwise, when you look to someone else to define that, they have control over you. When you look to someone else to define you, they can manipulate you. They can manipulate the direction you go or what you want or what you desire simply because they can tell you, if you go your own way, you're worthless. Now, he's not going to come out and say that publicly, but he's going to indicate it subtly over a period of time, how he communicates, how he interacts, how he belittles you to be able to keep you stuck mentally and emotionally inside of a toxic relationship. But then you'll leave and you wonder, is he missing me? If you're struggling with this and you're struggling with the trauma bond, being stuck in a toxic relationship, not sure how to be free, I work with women who are trapped in toxic relationships to find freedom mentally and emotionally. Maybe you're just trying to figure out, is he a narcissist? Totally get that. Let's work on that too. So if I can help you today, go to rawmotivations.com/breakthrough to learn more.